Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Minions of the Zoo at show 1656. I'm your host, Johnny Hellcat, and with me today are Minions Sanguine.
Good evening, all.
And Traveling Exhibit, Travis Gardner.
Howdy.
Well, how you guys doing this evening?
Doing grand, and yourself?
It's been a day. It was rough. It's probably the first time in forever that I've almost felt like going off on a customer over the phone.
Were they being a particular asshole, or was that just the straw that broke the camel's back?
They were being a particular asshole. With some plans, there is an added-on bonus that the employer who purchased the plan pays extra for, and so there's a specialized group of people that need to work on these inquiries. Now, sometimes it's just as simple as, did this claim adjust or whatever, which I myself can look up. But if said claim didn't adjust to the whim of the person who is requesting, if that claim had adjusted, I cannot answer the question as to why. So I would need to get them over to said group. And I mentioned that this said person is part of the said group, and I was told that I don't care, just answer the damn question. And I go, I am, by telling you that I have to send you to this group. And so I finally talked her into letting me transfer the line. I get the line transferred, and it goes to the wrong place. Okay.
Fantastic.
Like, we can work this out. Here, you transfer me to the line that I'm supposed to go to, and then I'll connect her to the line that she's supposed to. And the other person immediately hangs up the phone. And I'm like, that is phenomenal. So I go back to the lady. I'm just like, all right, I'm not supposed to, but being that I'm having issues trying to get you to this location, I will take this call on myself. So I answered her question, and she goes, was that so bad? And I go, what you don't understand is I have to get you to that group. Like, I don't have a choice.
What you don't understand was this wasn't me deciding I wanted to fiddle fuck with you. This was upper management deciding I had to fiddle fuck with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad that Well, we had a customer call this morning at our place, and I'm getting ready to go out on calls, and we're sitting around the service department, and you could hear her over the phone yelling at the service manager, and he finally decides, I'm going to put her on speaker. And so, like, all the service techs are sitting around listening, and now all of a sudden everybody from the office starts creeping out because she is really tearing into us.
And I will wholeheartedly agree with you, Costin. Customers are evil. And the worst part of customer service.
Customers can be evil. It is always a choice on them, whether or not they're going to be.
Well, I used to tell people when I worked at the place that used to work, the big corporate store.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds ridiculous, but yeah, you know what I mean. Hey, look, if you want what you want, you got to play their stupid little games.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can yell all you want at me, and I'm still going to say this is the only thing I can do.
Mm-hmm.
But we can, if you're nice, we can escalate it, and we can find a solution.
Yeah. Help me help you. Help me help you.
Well, the lady that called in this morning and she was extremely irate about was one of the other techs went out there and fixed her refrigerator, but everything in there was freezing in the freezer compartment just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Except her ice cream was soft.
Okay, so because ice cream was soft right after getting the rest of its service, it must have been you motherfuckers fucked up something.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So she is just laying into the service manager, which, you know, if you ever worked in a service department, you really don't know who to side with on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I finally had enough of it, and I'm okay. It's like, and I'm like, tag me in. This will be great. And I'm like going over it, and I'm like, okay, what brand of ice cream it is?
Nice.
And she's like, why does that matter? It's like, well, different brands have different chemistries in preservatives. And there's a softening point. And if we know what brand it is, the softening point can be found out, and that can help us figure out what was the remaining problem. So, like, if it is Bluebell, then it could be an evaporator fan. If it's Haagen-Dazs, it's probably a defrost heater. Well, she's like, well, it's Ben and Jerry's, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that is
communist.
Yeah. It was like, yeah, that's just you just need to reset the front board on it. And I told her how to do the little diagnostic procedure, and she goes over there and she pokes on it, and it does its little flashing, and then it goes back, and she's like, oh, wow. I'm like, yeah. And we hung up, and I'm like, I'm amazed. That's got to be the most clever thing I thought of today. Like, guys, I need to go home. I have peaked.
I've earned my day off. Fuck you guys.
I was about to say, I have no clue how much of that was completely out of your ass, or if there is actually some reference sheet for...
Okay, all of that was out of my ass. But
fantastic.
I do think that there probably is differences in ice creams that would have different, like, solidification points and everything else. But the chances of, like, me being able to pinpoint a problem by the brand of ice cream...
I said, I had no clue if there was just some fucking weird sheet that you guys had of, okay, let's see. You said that it was Freezy Pops, and you said it was the summer variety of Freezy Pops. Okay, looks like it's a condenser issue. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean...
Turn that to 7 immediately.
Because it seems like something that is so retarded that it could actually be something.
Well, and there are actually different ice creams that have different, softnesses when you get them out of a freezer. Like, you can have 3 different brands, and one could be rock hard, and the other one you can just like scoop right out of the bowl.
Yeah. And like I said, it is something that is so retarded that you're going, okay, this is either a fantastic bullshit, or this is actually a thing. Son of a bitch.
I honestly think that was, like I said, that was my most fantastic bullshit that I've ever done. And I used to work for DirecTV. I mean...
we applaud you, sir.
But, well, she had one of those, she had an LG refrigerator that they replaced the compressor in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those French door models. And I hate those things.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make any sense to me because cold air sinks.
Yep.
So you put okay, you're going to put the freezer at the bottom. So that makes sense because cold air sinks. But no, it's a drawer that you open it up and all the cold air rolls out of the box as you open that humongous drawer up, and then you shut it again, and then it sucks in more hot air.
Yeah, it just spills out the side.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it's a drawer that pulls up. It's like the only part that seals is the front.
Yeah.
Like, you open that up, it's just like, okay, welcome all the hot air. Like,
they don't even seal that well. This does sound like bullshit, but there's like the 1956 Refrigerator Safety Act meant that refrigerator seals have to be able to open up with no more than 5 pounds of pressure from the inside.
Yep, that's so that children don't get trapped.
Yeah. But there's an actual ruling and act on it, so.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Government's fucking retarded. They will make an act out of damn near anything, and it will always be something that you're going, okay, I get that someone did this at some point, but come the fuck on, really? Like, some of my favorite ridiculous laws are, I can't remember which state it is, but it's illegal to tie your giraffe to street light in one state. Which, pardon me, tie your giraffe? There are people walking around with fucking giraffes in the city?
Well,
What the fuck do you mean that it's illegal to tie your giraffe to a street light? That's fucking weird. So that's one of... Again?
Well, Oklahoma is famous for our anti-whaling laws.
Fantastic. One of the other laws that I absolutely love is, I want to say it's Nebraska, has a very interesting drinking law where... Say again?
Just saying hi to Gamer Valine.
Oh, hey, Valine.
And for those who don't know what a French door refrigerator is, just for reference, this would be it.
But I think it's Nebraska has the law on the books that an establishment is not allowed to serve alcohol unless they have a pot of soup on the back left burner. They specified the fucking burner.
Interesting.
Not just the food, but the burner that the food had to be on. What the fuck is up with that law?
Now, but Oklahoma, we still have a lot of blue laws. One of them is you can't buy a motor vehicle on Sunday.
Nice.
And we had a they had to clarify whether or not riding lawnmowers were motor vehicles.
Very nice. Yeah, like I said, there's very few things that you could tell me that the government at one point made a law about that I wouldn't be going, sounds reasonable.
Yeah, even the reasonable ones, they have a problem. We were talking about refrigerators. We're going over to an R600 refrigerant, which is isobutane.
Mm-hmm.
Every other refrigerant out there, you have to use recovery equipment to pull it out and keep it in. Well, isobutane is like, oh, it's not harmful, so you can vent that right into the atmosphere.
Okay.
And you can see where that has an issue.
Yeah, I can.
Okay,
We're worried about all the nasty carbon-based chemicals getting into the environment that create warming. Hey, we have a carbon-based that is gaseous, that is very similar to a lot of the ones that we're having issues with, that we keep on saying that we need to reduce. What do we do with it? Vent it into the atmosphere.
Well, right after I got introduced to using it, I didn't like the idea of like venting it out into people's houses when it's having to redo them. So we have what we call refrigerant recovery bags, which are just big, heavy plastic bags that we can put the refrigerant in and then recover it later. So I thought, oh, well, I'm going to just start putting that butane into these. And it never really occurred to me until somebody pointed out that I'm just driving around with a big old bag of flammable gas.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're driving around with a bag bomb.
Okay, so I'm looking up odd laws in Oklahoma. Just because it can't be any worse than here, where you can't have Native Americans sitting shotgun on a wagon. Because they can legally be shot. Let's see here. No meetings of more than 3 dogs.
Okay, I misheard what you said with the first word, because the no and the M of meetings just smushed together. So I heard gnome meetings, and I was trying to figure out what the fuck is a gnome meeting.
No meetings of more than 3 dogs. Hey, Tock.
I mean, you just want to go out there just like, oh, there's a lot of dogs out here. We need to break this up. Read them the riot act.
Parks must be very boring there.
No casket tipping in the capital city.
Anywhere else, it's perfectly fine.
Because, whenever you feel like it.
You mean you don't just go to the local graveyard and engage in some casket tipping?
Does that extend over into coffins?
I don't think there's any relevance here. Let's see here. No, it doesn't say. It just says caskets.
So you can tip all of the coffins that you want, but don't you dare touch a fucking coffin, you piece of shit.
No,
casket, you piece of shit.
No, they said capital city. That means... I wonder if that was written before they moved the capital. Because the capital of Oklahoma was Guthrie, and then they moved it to Oklahoma City. And there is a little bit of a rivalry between the two cities on that.
Yeah, we have one in ours too, because it looks like they've in one of the mansions in town they actually found while they were voting on the when they were voting to see which city would be the capital. Helena won by quite a bit, like not a major landslide, but like a healthy margin. And I think it was like 50 or 60 years later, they found a whole bunch of hidden ballots, and that was just over the capital city.
Well, the weird thing about Oklahoma, the government legal, and is that when we became a state, our constitution was the most complicated and convoluted governing document in the world. And even Teddy Roosevelt thought it was garbage. So, and
Teddy Roosevelt was fucking awesome.
We still use that. There's a lot of positions that are just appointed in Oklahoma that should be elected, and then there's some that should be appointed, but they're elected, but they should be appointed. So,
okay. Here's one. I'm gonna leave out a word. I want you. If we're gonna do the Mad Libs thing. Okay, Travis might know this one, so we'll just let Sanguine guess. It is unlawful to put any blank person in a display window.
I really want to say native. It's illegal to put any Indian person in the display window.
Do you know this one,
Fuck it,
Travis?
I'll go for it. It's amusing.
I actually don't know it.
Hypnotized.
Okay.
Okay, that kind of makes a little bit of sense. I mean,
Except mesmerism's pretty bullshit.
yeah.
No, I'm not stealing sad libs. This is a guessing game. It's completely different. All right. Molesting a blank is illegal.
Porcupine. I know that's actually a law somewhere. I can't remember where.
Or is it a statue? I don't know. It could be statue.
It is an automobile.
Well, I don't want anybody molesting my Mercedes. It gets it enough as it is.
Yeah, there's one state, again, I can't remember which state it is, but it is illegal to molest and have sex with a porcupine. Not sure why that was necessary to put into law. I figured the spikes would be enough to dissuade people, but apparently it's not.
Okay, this one can't be rule. This one can't be right. Okay. If you wear this professional team's clothing, you may be put in jail. And I'll say it's for the NFL, just to clarify, so you're not just grasping at straws there.
The Tennessee Oilers.
I have absolutely no clue. Who the fuck's their main adversary?
Well, we don't have any NFL teams here.
Yeah, there's no professional team in Oklahoma.
I know, but I'm saying, like, who's their main adversary state-wise? Every state has another state that they go, fuck those guys!
Well, that's
I was
Texas.
gonna say that's Texas, yeah.
So I mean, either the
Cowboys,
the Dallas Cowboys,
Is the New York Jets,
okay.
which
Huh.
I wouldn't have thought about that.
I do want to wear a Thunder shirt to Seattle just to see what would happen.
Okay, so let's see here. Oral sex is a misdemeanor and punishable by 1 year in jail and a blank fine. Like how much of a fine do you think it is?
$300. Oh.
If they had any humor whatsoever, it'd be a $69 fine. But I'm going to say $1,000.
Gonna go Price is Right rules. You guys both saying 1,000, or you said 300.
I said, yeah, I don't know. 300.
It's $2,500.
Huh.
Shit. I won, but I was still under by it over half.
Let's see. Tattoos are banned and whaling is illegal. Okay.
So that just means that you aren't allowed to pick up fat chicks, right?
Well, you're out of luck in Oklahoma, then. I mean,
Yeah. Your hand's your best partner.
Okay.
Have to go out of state to harpoon.
Violators can be fined, arrested, or jailed for making ugly faces at who or what?
Police officer's horse.
dogs.
It is dogs.
Ah, damn.
It's against the law to read this. No. Okay, it's against the law to read while doing this.
Hopefully driving.
Bathing.
Yeah, it is driving.
Ah,
Okay.
Which I mean, like,
that makes
no shit. But it's against the law to read a comic book while operating a motor vehicle.
Like I said, hopefully it's driving.
Okay, now this one I can definitely see as being an actual law for good reason. Oklahoma will not tolerate anyone taking a bite out of another's blank.
hamburger.
I'll go hot dog.
It is hamburger.
Okay. Someone got really pissed off at going out to eat with their wife and can I have a bite of that? Sure. Wife just suddenly eats half their hamburger. You said a single bite! What the fuck?
Are you hungry?
No, this is outlawed. Do you want anything to eat? Nah, I'm fine. Can I have some of your fries? Can I have a bite of your hamburger?
So let's see if I can find Montana.
And they just decided, no. People have suffered too long. It's illegal to bite someone's hamburger.
Okay, so I'm going to start with a couple random ones because I don't know how to put this into a question. Bombs, grenades, rockets, and other large caliber weapons are banned from city council meetings.
I can understand that to a certain degree.
That's still in Oklahoma? Does this sound like us?
Oh, that's Montana.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, okay. I can see that.
Do you really want one of your representatives walking in with a bomb, just setting it in the middle of the room?
Let's see here.
My colleagues, this is what you call an IED. Have fun.
Let's see. In Montana, it is illegal for married women to do this on Sundays. And illegal for unmarried women to do this alone at all.
Please be oral sex, be hilarious.
Drive.
It's fishing.
Wait, single women aren't allowed to fish?
Not by themselves.
Oh,
I don't know why that would be, but that's fucking hilarious.
seeing Terry in chat remind me of this. I read the other day. It said, "Oh, you're a night owl? Name 3 Australians."
Nice. Also, Terry being in chat makes me have to bring something up that I heard this week. Did you guys hear, according to one of our, I think it was representative, it might have been a senator, but I think it was representative, that the U.S. has a rising issue with domestic terrorism? Terry, what the fuck are you doing? Why is there an increase in domestic terrorism? You're the only Terry that I know. So you're the only one that I can ask. What are the Terrys planning?
He apparently likes Civ 6 more than he let on. It's the only thing I can think, because as I recall, terrorism was a religion. So it's a domestic religious extremism that's spreading with terrorism.
Well, he's actually... Games are affecting real life.
And invoking your Fifth Amendment right, that would be the wise decision if you had a Fifth Amendment right, Terry. You're Australian.
Yeah, you don't have shit.
There's no Fifth Amendment on the prison colony.
Yeah.
How you doing, Camel?
Finally got the internet sorted. I don't know what happened. It blinked out for about an hour.
It's because it rained.
Well, it didn't rain today for me. That was yesterday, day before.
Rain
So.
hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah, internet was fine today. I was chatting with Fugi in Discord about, like, Fuentes and everything.
What the hell happened there? I mean, I don't even know what that is. All of a sudden I hear Nick Fuentes in Catboys and...
He apparently likes watching femboy porn on Pornhub. And he was... Huh?
Why does that keep on becoming a thing in that genre?
I don't know. Like, well, Fugi sent me a link to, like, the Kiwi Farms thread on it. I was like, okay, I'll scroll through. I get there. There's like 53 pages. I was like, I'm not scrolling through all of that. We sat there just chatting, and I think we got like through 13 pages before it's like, all right, skip to the end. and by then, like 3 new pages had already been like generated from the time I got there.
Nice.
He's like, yeah, there's only like 50 when I sent you the link. I was like, apparently this is a hot topic of discussion.
Because that just keeps on popping up as something that people on the far right end up being into.
See, I'm a live and let live, whatever blows your hair back kind of guy. I don't care what kind of porn you're watching.
Oh, I don't care either.
And
I just find it strange that it seems like it is legitimately becoming a thing that if you're far right, you're into shy cat boys.
I don't think it's just the far right. I think femboy porn is where like the horseshoe meets politically, Sanguine.
Yeah.
It's the tip on both ends.
Emphasis on tip, I'm guessing?
I phrased it that way for a reason.
Yep.
Psychologically, it's probably because they can like justify it. It's like, well, they're not. It's not gay because they're presenting as women.
Hey, Lava Junkie, Nick Fuentes. The if you're into that neck of the internet, it's the America First group leader thing, whatever. I don't know.
The one that's constantly accused of being an alt-writer.
I remember a meme. I cannot recall like the philosophers involved, but it had like a different like ancient philosophers arguing as to whether or not it was more or less gay to prefer like sissies to to women. I think the only correct response is tomboy.
Yes, tomboy is the only.
That's the least gay of your options as a man, as a tomboy. Which one of us are you accusing of being a degenerate pervert? Because I plead guilty, Junkie.
What?
I'm not so much a degenerate. I'm just clear and present.
I'm just degenerate. I don't want to be lumped in there with the perverts.
So does that mean that I have to go for the I'm just a pervert, I'm not degenerate?
There's nothing degenerative about me.
Well, I can see somebody, I can see somebody being a degenerate without being a pervert, but can you be a pervert without being a degenerate?
Oh yeah.
Of course you can.
You get off on just vanilla shit. That's not degenerate.
I mean, yeah, you could just get really hot and bothered at the thought of missionary all day.
Yeah. Or, man, I'd really like to see her in an apron baking cookies. That can be perverted. It's not really degenerate.
Wait, Yaniv went ahead and got the snip?
Are you talking about
news to me?
Are you talking about when they had the festering wound that they were saying was their pussy and they said they were on their period?
I have not kept track of that train wreck, so I didn't know that this person had went ahead and had bottom surgery.
I don't think they did. I think they just had a festering wound.
I heard the explosion.
I'm just going based off of what Lava Junkie's saying in chat. Is the porn Fuentes was watching was less disturbing than Yaniv's post-op cooch.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can believe that.
I heard the explosion, I acknowledged it, and I walked away. Like, that is... that's the extent of what I know.
I did a little rubbernecking on the freeway, but my foot never left the accelerator, so...
Monkey and Jack had to introduce everybody to the trans vagina earlier. It's like, don't go look that up, and all of us had to go look it up, and I'm like, well, it looks like a vagina was done by somebody that had a vague description of a vagina in a dream.
I think I remember Medicare doing a video. Did he do a video, or did he just talk about it on a live stream, talking about like looking at the different? I think he's doing like research from transitioners and the surgical implications thereof, and he's like, that's just disgusting. I was like, well, if it's got Jim going, fuck, that's gross, I don't want to look at it.
Yeah. Now, and jumping back to the little game of stupid laws here, there's something that caught my interest. Camel, you might be able to actually participate in this one.
I plead the fifth.
The game of blank may not be played at night.
I'm going to assume disc golf?
Lawn darts.
I don't think they want you playing that in the day either, Sanguine.
Yeah, they outlawed that a long time ago.
I'm just thinking of something that actually shouldn't be played in the dark.
Travis?
I'm going with soccer.
All valid. But I'm going to reveal this one just primarily because FOLF is what it's called. And FOLF is what it is labeled as.
That's disc golf.
Frisbee golf, isn't it?
It is FOLF here in Montana.
Yeah, and all three of you are welcome to call it that, and the rest of us will call it disc golf like God intended, sir.
Like, I
Is
think,
it frisbee golf? I know frisbee
Yes,
golf.
yes.
well,
Okay.
that's like that thing that's Shio sent me, where it was like duck, duck, goose, and then gray, goose, or something like that.
Oh, it's duck, duck, gray duck.
Duck, duck, gray duck. Yeah, where it showed like Minnesota.
That's Minnesotan.
Yeah, and
Hi, Poppy.
that's pretty much. That is pretty much. Montana. Montana is like we're the only one that call it FOLF. Everywhere else, it's disc golf. Hey, Poppy.
I mean, it's okay to be wrong. Just don't try and put that on the rest of us. Own your wrongness. That's all I ask.
Falf.
But yeah, duck, duck, gray duck. That's a Minnesotan tradition. I don't know why, but it is.
Like, I'm sorry, my cat just looks so fucking ridiculous waddling around in here. And I just seen her on camera.
Is that?
So how have you guys been doing? I know I missed a good chunk of the start of the stream.
Doing grand. We've spent a fair chunk of it just talking about absolutely fucking ridiculous laws from various states. It started with me mentioning a couple of my favorite. Who the fuck made this law and why? Like, I can't remember what state it is, but in one state, it's illegal to tie your giraffe to the light post.
Oh, here's one for you guys. It is illegal to annoy passerby. Okay, that's how it says. On sidewalks with a blank.
Kazoo.
I'm gonna say tuba.
Siren.
What was your Sanguine?
Kazoo.
It's a revolving water sprinkler.
Okay. You'd have to have one long-ass hose in order to actually be able to do that.
Or a really small yard.
Yeah, but still, in order to harass someone with it, you'd have to actually give chase, not just walk to the very extent of your hose and go, haha, you're wet, and walk away.
I don't imagine this is like you having to be in manual control of the sprinkler. I think it's one of those you just have it sitting out in your yard and it's shooting around. They probably don't want you getting that too close to the sidewalk. That'd be harassing pedestrians.
Fair enough, unless I'm using pictures, but probably more accurate.
Oh, Poppy, that's okay. Travis he's a great guy. In fact, he is one of Drunkle's favorite people on the internet.
As we all learned last week.
Yes, and he's got a great saga that has been posted throughout the AAA meetings. And did it go back to Ghost Poo, or was it just like
No, it was
AAA?
just AAA.
You were trying to get a camera, right?
Yeah, I ordered a camera from a person on eBay, and I got a golf club, And then they tried to like make me send the golf club back for a refund, and I wanted the camera still. I finally got the camera, and I kept the golf club. And
Spoils of war, as you do.
And then somebody stole it out of my truck.
So like, oh, golf club, dude.
I was just really, really hoping that when you got the camera, it was just completely full up with its memory of pictures of the golf club.
It was actually it was a Minolta X700 film camera.
Ah, okay.
So I do some film and I also do digital.
Mm-hmm. I think I mentioned this before, but the last time that you mentioned being interested in photography, I talked about my college roommate who was into photography, I think, who was also an entomologist and just had absolutely ridiculous camera equipment. Really cool shit, but
Hey, Addy.
very strange, amusing dude.
I mean, this is the new acquisition. It is interesting because it's not really. I mean, it is an SLR, but it is a waist level viewfinder. So you look down to focus instead of looking through.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I have no idea why I thought I need that, but I'm like, oh, I need that.
In case you ever want to shoot from the hip.
Well, you know.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, you know, my thinking is that would be great. Like if you're out like somewhere and you don't really want like to attract people's attention, you still want to take pictures of them.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely familiar with that because I've been to Asia, and my God, I've ended up in so many Asian families, family photos, in a bunch of different yearbooks in China and Japan, school field trip photos, all kinds of weird shit. Because they saw a giant dwarf, and they went, when the fuck else are we going to get a picture with one of those?
Let's see here. This one was repealed. 7 or more Indians are considered a raiding or war party and is legal to shoot them. Oh, joy.
Why do I feel like that was the origin of the song? 1 little, 2 little, 3 little engines.
Probably was. Let's see here.
Do you shoot them down to till there's only 6?
That's what it kind of sounds like. If there's 7, you're allowed to kill one of them. And then you have to wait until another one joins that group of 6.
I wonder how far away one has to be from the group in order to be considered separate.
Are we talking just on the same football field? Are we talking...
Well, the Browning high school team is in trouble if that's the case.
Why is the background the Golden State Warriors arena?
I found a Jumbotron.
That's a very big Jumbotron.
It was a quick change to the background.
How far up in the nosebleeds you got to be for that Jumbotron to be that big?
Well, it's scraping the ground right now.
Ah.
I don't even think it would be possible to get the Jumbotron that big. I think you'd have to be floating in the air.
Have you seen Cowboys Stadium, Sanguine?
I'm saying at that stadium.
Ah.
I don't think it would be possible to make that jumbotron look that big unless you're floating in the air.
The jumbotron in the Dallas Cowboys stadium was so big that like whenever guys would go out for a punt or sometimes even kickoffs, it would hit the jumbotron.
Nice.
So here we go. It is illegal to have a blank in the cab of your truck without a chaperone.
Mongoose.
Without a chaperone. God, I hope it's not a baby.
I'm gonna stick with mongoose.
Sheep.
I'll go standard geese.
What was yours, Travis?
Sheep.
Travis has got it right.
Oh.
How did the... That is...
These are Montana laws?
Yeah. We've already gone
Montana?
over... We've already gone
large
over
Welsh
Oklahoma's
population?
whaling. We've already gone over
Montana
Oklahoma's whaling
clearly...
laws.
Montana clearly just wanted to fuck with the Welsh and the Irish. Also the New Zealanders.
I mean, if you're whaling in Oklahoma, you are definitely doing something against
Awesome.
God and nature.
Like I said, does that just mean that you aren't allowed to have sex with fat girls?
I'm gonna say no.
Well, my answer to that was if you weren't allowed to have sex with fat girls, you're shit out of luck in Oklahoma.
Walmart needs shoppers, Sanguine.
You mean you don't just import them?
I have been running into more people from the left coast past couple years.
Mm-hmm.
The infestation is spreading.
Let me
So-
guess, you could tell because they were all thin.
No, like there was a couple of them, like they were straight up comparing like Oregon prisons to Oklahoma prisons, and how I guess the Oklahoma Department of Corrections was harsher than the Oregon one.
I bet.
You're getting the quality clientele.
Yeah, face tattoos and all.
Mm-hmm.
These accommodations are not up to my standards.
Then fucking leave. No one asked you to come here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of surprised that I haven't seen more of left coast invasion here.
Yeah, I'd figure you'd see more of it being up around the city than I would. But yeah, there's getting to be a variety of license plates on the road, and I don't like it. It was bad enough when it was just Texans speeding back and forth. Hi, Poppy.
I seen a
Hello again, Poppy.
Oh no, I was just gentle prod at Texas driving. And I thought I'd just say hi again.
I seen a Pennsylvania tag, and they were going the speed limit in the right lane, and I'm like,
Oh, so they actually knew how to drive.
well, yeah, but that's not correct still. It's like, yeah, I know this is the law, but some of us actually want to break the law, like me and everybody else that's behind me.
We just want to break it a little bit. Not so much that we get in trouble for breaking it, but enough that we're able to break it.
This is 40. This is 44. I want to go 80.
Shit, never mind. I'll strike what I just said.
That is the one thing I do like about the toll roads is like the speed limit is 80, which means everyone's doing at least 90.
Oh yeah, we have that new one, the Kickapoo Turnpike that goes from Shawnee to Edmond, and it is 80 miles an hour the entire way, and there's really nobody that ever drives on it, so you just open it up.
Who the hell wants to go to Shawnee?
I think it's more people trying to escape from Shawnee.
Also, who the fuck wants to go down the Kickapoo?
But yeah,
I feel like a grown up because I didn't automatically chuckle at that name.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So the other day I took my Mercedes out and I decided to put the pedal down and really open it up and got it up to 85.
Nice.
I'm not joking. That diesel was really wanting to not go that fast.
Guessing it's a straightaway or at least gentle curves.
It's pretty straight. I mean, that's a good thing about Oklahoma is that we really don't have that many curves.
That's because you live on the flatland.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that you are in the hill country.
Also, just adding that on to the morbidly obese comments from earlier. I think you have curves, just not on your roads.
Excuse me.
But yeah. Go ahead.
Is Poppy from Texas?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, 80 is not normal everywhere other than Texas. In Texas, I had to spend like 6 weeks in Dallas, and driving was just, that alone was what drove me nuts. I couldn't handle it anymore. It's like, I have to leave.
The need for or the lack of speed? Because you said you were in a city.
The speed everywhere is extremely fast. Even in like, they can manage to have like an 80-mile-an-hour traffic jam.
And nobody's heard of a turn signal.
Or signaling to pass, or
Now that's just making me think of Jersey. You guys know the difference between Jersey and Jersey, right?
Whether or not you took a left at Albuquerque?
If someone is from Jersey, they might actually be a civilized person. If they're from Jersey, they are a fucking animal.
I appreciate Johnny chuckling at that. Thank you.
It was a good reference.
I have to appreciate a good throwback.
But yeah, there's a driving move in the area around Jersey that is known as the Jersey Shuffle, which is you're in the right-hand most lane. You realize that you need to be in the left-hand most lane. So, without any sort of turn signal, you slide all the way over into the left-hand most lane. You realize, the other way around. You realize that you're needing to be in the right. You slide all the way over. Then you realize, nope, I'm in the wrong lane. So you slide all the way over again. Then you realize, oh no, it's the next exit. So you slide all the way over. And you just do that zigzag. That's the Jersey Shuffle.
Huh.
yeah,
It's one of those moves that you look at someone doing and you're just going, what the fuck is this? Oh, Jersey license plate. Makes sense.
The other day, my wife had to pull something like that because she just I'm like, okay, when we get to this part of the highway, you're going to have to go all the way over, and you only got a few miles to do it. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, okay. And she's like talking to me the entire time, and she's like staying in the lane. She isn't changing. And I'm like, Robin, we have to go all the way over there to exit. And she's like, oh, it's this exit? Yeah. I'm like, oh, God.
Good luck, everybody.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was Family Guy.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Where do I use turn signal? Now? No, never mind.
Poppy says, I've only been to Oklahoma twice, never left Texas other than that, so I don't know anything about other states. I live like a couple hours north of Dallas and get plenty of people driving up the highway from Dallas, just hell on wheels. And everybody that lives on the Oklahoma side, between me and Dallas, they've learned from your bad habits, Texas, and I don't appreciate it.
It really depends on what part of Oklahoma you've been to, because Texas goes right up to almost Ardmore, and in some instances. And I kind of just want to sell them Lawton. It's like Lawton can become part of Wichita Falls, and we don't have to worry about them anymore.
I really haven't. I avoid like the west half of the state.
And since we're talking about Texas, did you guys see the debacle that Beto decided to make of the press conference?
I heard that he had interrupted the governor's press conference, and he was trying to score political points before they tossed him out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised.
Oh no!
Still plenty disappointed, but not surprised.
But it led to one of the best lines of 2022 politics. You're one sick son of a bitch.
Yep. Yeah, that was the mayor for the town.
In that Texas draw.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you actually say the name of that town? Because I haven't paid attention to any actual news of it other than reading it. How do you pronounce the name of that town?
I have no idea.
I was about to say it, and then it blanked the moment that you asked how to say it. Let me quickly look it up again.
Because I was thinking like it was like a Spanish pronunciation.
Let's see.
And I'm sure I would look like an idiot if I just went around pronouncing it like Uvalde all
Uvalde.
the time. That's the actual pronunciation.
I think that's how I've heard everyone pronounce it. Uvalde.
Well, I mean, it's Texas. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like Uvalde.
True.
Either one could be the correct one to my ear, just based off of who's pronouncing it.
I'd say just pick one and stick with it until someone goes, that's the wrong one, then swap it for that conversation.
I don't know. I think it'd be better to just go back and forth randomly and see who picks up on it first and says something.
Just say
True, that works
every
as
single
well.
time you say it, just mention a different accent.
Well, no, I was doing that with Poppy for a while until I confused myself on what the actual spelling was. Like when I would see her in chat, like, "Hi, Poppy." He's like, "Oh, you spelled it right." It's like, okay, next time I'll spell it wrong. And now I don't remember.
Nice.
I don't remember how to. Yeah. So. Yeah, I'll just go around like, yeah, that was horrible what happened in Uvalde.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 minutes later, thoughts and prayers for Uvalde.
And then you just put a very strong accent mark on both the U and the E the next time.
Thoughts and prayers on uvula.
Oh, every one of my customers has been bringing that up to me when I go to their house.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had to
Lady, I'm just here to fix your washing machine.
I've had to play like all sides on that. I just sit there and just agree with them. It's like, yeah, and try to get out without causing a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, insurance is fun that way. Well, that's what's wrong.
Because it's not like you're ever going to be allowed to go, are you fucking retarded? That shit isn't right.
I've thought of that. That might happen on my last day as an appliance repair, but just are you fucking you fuck this? You're an idiot.
I would love an opportunity to quit like Scarface did in Half Baked. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. Fuck the rest of y'all. I'm out.
I seen something like that. I worked at Taco Mayo, and there was this fat.
Sounds like only the most authentic Mexican restaurant.
Well,
it's only open in the month of May. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's only here. It's only they may have it in a couple other states, but
it's kind of like Sonic, isn't it? Sonic's not, or Brahms. That's one. Like I don't ever see a Brahms outside of Oklahoma.
But
I was about to say Sonic. I've been to a bunch of Sonics in a bunch of different states.
Well, you know, you know Taco John's?
Yep.
Kind of like that, but better.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what it is. Well, this guy is.
Yep.
This guy is huge. I mean, just a big blubbery Ethan Ralph looking guy.
Complete with the gunt.
Yes. And we got to see it that day.
Stomach balls.
Because
nice.
So him and the manager get into it, and he's like, fuck you. And he just like, fuck this. And he shouts it out through the door. I mean, the window at the drive-thru. And as he's about to walk around the counter, the manager for some reason is like, you have to turn your shirts back in to get your last paycheck. And he's like, all right, I'll do this one right now. And he takes his shirt off behind the counter and he throws it on the line.
Oh.
That's just tainted all the food for the next 3 weeks.
And he just has this nice waddling strut, shirtless out of the store,
shirtless
and into his car,
and breathing deeply.
Yeah.
Just got that gorilla strut, you know, with the arms swinging, the shoulders back.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
I really like that guy. He was a terrible employee, but I really liked having him around because he was funny.
And he quit in style.
Yeah. I could never match that. I could never work up enough rage to do that.
Yeah, I always try to leave on good terms with whoever I'm quitting.
I mean, there was a few times I felt like really doing that, but I'm like, no, I may need to come back, or that I might need this reference. The only one I really burned was Staples.
Okay.
Because, well, they took in a whole bunch of computers to be repaired, and we had this like really shitty little repair area.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, oh, Travis went to electronics school. He knows what he's doing. No. I just came here to stock furniture. I'm not going to fix. Okay, fine. So I took him in. I made them all where everybody would come back on Friday, and then I quit on Thursday.
Nice. Yeah, that really fucked him over. For me, like I said, I have left on good terms with all my employers. Even the ones that I'm going, I really hope this place gets busted.
I worked for a guy installing breathalyzers for DUI cars.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a like 4th of July weekend. The 4th of July was actually on a Monday. So I already worked 6 days a week. You know, had Sundays off. You know, Saturday was a half day. And 4th being on a Monday, it's like, so we don't have anybody scheduled to come in for like calibration or anything like that, do we? It's like, yeah, I got, one guy in the afternoon. I was like, really? One guy? We can't do that like Tuesday? Or you can't have him come in Saturday when I'm going to be here? He's like, well, yeah. It's like, so you want me to keep the place up? Because it was also like he also had a side business attached to it. Had me doing the breathalyzers and other stuff. I was like, so you want me to keep the place open all day?
I hope you realize that it made it sound like you were turning tricks on the other side of the building.
No, it's a battery shop.
Okay. Yeah, you had me doing breathalyzers and then pimping myself out on the other side of the business.
So I was either installing a breathalyzer or I was selling an assortment of batteries, all the way up to like boat batteries. And I was like, you really think anybody's going to come in needing a battery on the 4th of July? Like, you're not doing like any marketing or anything. People don't even know you're here for the most part. you're going off of word of mouth. They know about like AutoZone and Walmart. Nobody's just, you're not going to have any walk-in business on the 4th of July, dude. So you want to keep this place open all day for one breathalyzer calibration. Like, all right, cool. I'm getting paid time and a half, right? He's like, no. Why would you be getting time and a half? I was like, I don't know, national fucking holiday? He's like, it's not a national holiday. It's like, it's the birth of the goddamn country. What are you talking about?
4th of July, not a national holiday.
How do you figure that's not a national holiday? Are the banks open, sir? Because they're not open for Columbus Day, and no one knows when the fuck that is until the bank's not open.
Until the signals of virtue fly into the air.
I was like, yeah, it's a national holiday. If I'm going to be here all day for one asshole who can't hold his alcohol, then yeah, time and a half.
And it is actually normally the way that I figure out that it's Columbus Day. I find a bunch of people bitching and moaning about Columbus.
I've joked with Johnny for years now at this point. It's like, it's the bank's not open day because that's how I would normally figure out, oh, Columbus Day, right. Shit.
Oh shit, the bank's closed.
But the reason why I think of it is what Sanguine said. It was
that's been more of a modern thing with social media and everything.
Where you have the whitest chicks on Facebook telling you about not using the word spirit animal.
And the thing that always drives me crazy about it is they'll always cite the same letter as proof of his transgressions. Do you guys know what that letter was about?
No, but I hadn't finished my story about telling my boss to fuck off.
Oh, sorry.
You first, and then I'll jump in with the letter.
I got y'all caught on Columbus Day.
Yes, you did.
But I asked him, I was like, he's like, why is it such a big deal for you to get time? And I was like, I don't know, maybe because a 16-year-old kid working his first day at McDonald's will be making more than me, being certified by the state to put these in people's fucking cars. He's like, well, if you don't come to work on Monday, you don't have a job. I was like, I'll save you the trouble right now. You can come to work on Monday. Fuck you, I quit.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was on Friday.
Ouch.
Yeah. I was like, so you can just waddle your ass down here for the half day tomorrow, and then, come back in on Monday. Toodaloos. Now, what's this letter about?
So there's one letter that everyone cites as evidence of Christopher Columbus's transgressions, because in the letter it refers to people using the natives he found as slave chattel in various depraved sexual manners and shit like that. And this letter was written by Columbus to the crown. So, do you think that this letter was him reporting what he's been doing to the crown? Or do you think that it's something else from him talking about the various things going on? What would you guess? No guesses? Okay, I'll just continue on. What he was doing was he was writing to the crown to request permission to strip one of the men with him of all of his titles. Because everything that he was outlining in that letter that he was talking about how fucked up it was and how it was not becoming of someone who had titles and was supposed to be a member of the peers. So he wanted permission to strip the man of all his titles because, dude, that shit's fucked up and you need to be punished. Due to this, they've tried to use that letter to say, see, he's a monster. And I'm just going to read the fucking letter in the full context, not just that segment. Because, yeah, that segment sounds really bad, talking about how Spaniards are doing horrendous things to people. But read the part right before where it's, can you fucking believe these assholes? They are, and then it enumerates all the transgressions. And then read the end where he goes, so can I strip this man of his titles and have him flogged? Because that massively changes everything.
Well, that would require a lot more research than most people would be willing to put in.
Except it doesn't, because it's the same letter.
No. It would require reading.
True, that it would.
That would require more reading than what they would have learned in their elementary school or from their idiot Facebook friend.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idiot Facebook friend that does all of that, and she looks like Lena Dunham. And I noticed that the other day, and I pointed it out to Robin, and she's like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, yeah.
Have you tried getting her to don a trash bag and see if she looks exactly like the one show that Dunham did? I can't remember which fucking one it was where it looked like she was in a bin bag.
I kind of just want her to put a bag over her head and inhale.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since we're talking about stuff that's just, gross and Hollywood related, do you guys see the news about Kevin Spacey?
I have not.
No.
Has he returned into the Hollywood fold?
No. He's being charged in the UK with 4 counts of sexual assault against 3 men.
Ah! So, staying true to form.
I gotta wonder, at what point do we just start calling him Kevin Rapey instead of Spacey?
Mm-hmm.
And how long do you think these guys will stay above ground, given the track record? I'm saying they won't make it till Christmas.
It would be like the whole Democratic donor thing again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I mean like the the last time the allegations came out against him, like all the accusers died. Like it was like they were like in some Final Destination sequel.
I'm still, every time I think about the Me Too movement and the Kevin Spacey stuff, I'm still just gobsmacked how Takai maintained his head.
Who? Oh, George Takai.
Takai. George Takai was on air and admitted that he did skeevy shit.
Yeah,
And
but he
then
was talking to Howard Stern, so I guess people kind of grade on a curve.
He was talking to Howard Stern, but he admitted that he did skeevy shit. And then when people
pointed out that he did skeevy shit, he's like, yeah, so what?
He did skeevy shit. No, his response wasn't no, so what? It was, no, I did not do that. And I'm going, you said that you fucking did.
Well, you know, there's a double standard.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if there is a double standard. I mean, we've kind of... The double standard implies standards.
If not for double standards, they'd have no standards at all.
Yeah, he still got Kevin Spacey still got charges against him in New York. There's a lawsuit against him there. He was in court today to testify about. You gotta love the subtlety of the British. He was charged with causing a person to engage in penetrative sexual activity without consent. I think there's a shorter way of saying that, but I could be wrong. Guys, you got any thoughts?
Could just go with rape.
I can't think of anything. That seems a little too long there, Sanguine.
Oh.
If you don't like that one, you could go for the ALR approach of Rain and Petals eavesdrop.
I'm sorry, what?
Have you watched any of the
No.
Sinatra Says things about ALR? Okay.
No. I have no interest in watching professional fat people.
Yeah.
Or people being professionally fat. I'm sorry, not professional fat people, but just professionally fat.
Yep.
I've seen enough because of Alex and
stuff.
I don't need that.
I don't understand the appeal. Like again, if I want to see fat people, I can just go to Walmart. I don't have to look for it on the internet.
It's the same appeal as watching a train wreck.
Train wrecks aren't that slow, Sanguine. I mean, how long does it take for diabetes to kill you?
A very slow motion train wreck, but it is a train wreck all the same.
Oh, we were talking about British laws. There was a person that was making an argument on Twitter today that no comedian in the UK ever went to jail for a joke. And the person they were arguing with was Dankula. And Dank was posting a picture of his arrest. It's like, this is me literally getting arrested for a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And my the second time I peeked today was the person commented back, well, you can put a chicken on the stage and call him a comedian, but does that make him a comedian? And I had to retweet it, and I said, behold, a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
I know one of you has to get that reference.
I'm still just, every time I think about the shit that happened with Dank, I think about the shit that is happening to Gran Linham now. When Gran Linham was so dead set against Dank and was praising everything that was happening to Dank, and now the cancel mob has come for him. And he's been, well, why was this happening? How was I ever supposed to know? And everyone's going, motherfucker, you were leading it. You were leading it for so long, and then it got ahead of you, and you got fucked by it. How is this confusing?
Well, you know, if you're in the mob, you might as well you may be one of the ones that get hurt.
Yeah, which is why you don't be in the mob. In fact, you actively try to break the mob's power. It's something that I said ages ago, back when we were dealing with. In fact, it was before the Summer of Peace and Love, I think, that I first said this. If I'm ever part of a protest or anything like that, and the person next to me throws a punch at the people that we're arguing against, my immediate response will be deck the motherfucker who just threw the punch. And make it clear, this son of a bitch is not with me. This son of a bitch is not doing this by my leave. I am completely against it. That's what people should be doing, which is why one of the moments that I praised, I don't know how many fucking times, and I will continue to praise, is during the Summer of Peace and Love. There's that great moment where there's just some Antifa shithead breaking the sidewalk into chunks, and like 3 or 4 large black men jump him, tackle him, each grab a limb and haul him over to the police, throw him in front of the police and go, this motherfucker was breaking the sidewalk trying to rile everyone up into violence. He's all yours. And then they went back to the protest line. That was amazing. That's the shit that people should do when they see things like that. When someone on your side starts trying to do violence, you should be going, what the fuck's wrong with you? And let them suffer the consequences of their shit. This is something that you keep seeing in a lot of what get claimed as right-wing protests, like the trucker convoy and shit like that, when the person showed up in Nazi garb, and there's a video of all the truckers going, get the fuck out of here! Because no one wanted them to be there. No one wanted them to associate with them. They weren't the same side. They made it fucking clear. And they even tried to unmask the guy who showed up in Nazi garb with a mask on. And he ended up having to flee before they could unmask him.
But
And
I'm starting to fade.
yeah, I've been
So,
fading.
We're going to do parting thoughts.
Fair
We'll
enough.
start with you, Sanguine.
I'll leave off with my standard. If you're passionate about something, make sure that you devour it. Don't let it devour you.
All right, and Travis.
Always get 2 cat beds.
And Camel.
There are 2 types of people in this world: those who can extrapolate from incomplete data, and
Let's see here. I have a couple in mind, but I think I will just go with the one. There is no present. There is only the immediate future and the recent past. That is a Carlin quote. So, but on that note, the zoo is closed. Have a good night, all.